Today I'm going to take you through a review of the Atomstack F3 honeycomb laser bed. Here are all the parts that came out of the box, and they have them labeled pretty well, which step they're in. Corresponds with the instruction manual here. And I looked, it's okay, but it's a little confusing how you put this thing together. And you'll see through this first part of the video why Um, I say that because the parts aren't, although they're labeled, it's hard to tell how to put them together initially. It takes me a little while to figure out exactly how to orient kind of the side rails and the front and the back rails together. There's not a lot of verbiage on there, and the pictures aren't that clear. So eventually I just started monkeying with it and got them all screwed in and got the base figured out, at least as you see on this sped up part. And here I slowed it back down to real time so you can see putting the rails in. Because the initial kind of U base is not structurally super solid at this point, when you try to slide these grates in, either they're too tight or too loose. You get them in there, you slide it, and you can see the top rail kind of pulling off a little bit here and there, and they just don't. There's not enough structural integrity yet to easily slide them in. And with that said, it's not that big a deal. I figured it out. There's a little method to the madness here. And rather than slide them in, you can see I put kind of the bottom in first and then slid the top in. And it works fine. It just took a little bit to get the flow right without having everything kind of come loose. And eventually I do get them all in there, and then trying to figure out that the kind of back piece was again just a little bit confusing. It wasn't super clear how to put that kind of final piece back on. It's a different, obviously different form factor, but um, eventually, kind of like with everything else, I figured it out. And then they've got these individual splines that go in that you just manually put in there, which was easy enough. But then they have these little rods that you stick in the side rails, and the intent is that's going to hold all those grates or splines, I don't know what you want to call them, together, so they can't, the ones you manually put in on top don't pop off. So that's how all that's held into place. And you got to wiggle a little bit because not everything's lined up, and but again, eventually it does work itself out. Um, Look at the manual again just to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Just when I sped up because it's the same process. And it's not hard, just takes a little bit of time and wiggling, and then it eventually all goes in. And then the last step is to kind of put the final two screws in and make sure everything's nice and tidy. Put the little rubber feet on the bottom and pretty much ready to go. All right, so now let's see how it actually works. I'm just going to use a simple circle and then later on a rectangle to show a fill as well as a line, a cut, because I want to see the laser refraction. I want to see how it handles smoke, that kind of thing. So this is just setting up the Lightburn software with circle, verifying it's going to do it in the order that I want it to do it in. And that's about it. Now it's time to send it to the laser and see how things perform. And here's the side-by-side of my Xtool honeycomb and the new Atomstack honeycomb. And you can see the smoke dissipating. Uh, they're very comparable. I don't know that there's a clear winner one way or the other, in my opinion, on how it handles smoke from the top. Um, and then here I wanted to do a hardcore burn, and you can really see the smoke cooking. It looks like the Atomstack probably has a little bit more smoke coming out of the top, but not enough to worry about at all. And then here's a picture of the bottom of that piece of wood. Both of them look nice and clean, no residue or anything like that. So that's a good indication of good airflow um, underneath the laser. So it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. And I did not have air assist on in this test either. And here's a view underneath the atom stack to see if any light comes through it on the bottom. Um, because you don't really, I want to know if you need a wasteboard, if you need something underneath it, and really you don't. You see a little bit of reflection, but not enough to do any damage. So that's a good sign. And I do want to clarify that Atomstack did not pay me for this review. They did provide the honeycomb bed, but these are my own opinions on how it performs. So start with my likes. It is built to last. Once you get it put together, it's solid. It's not going anywhere. Not a lot of reflection, which is good. So that's a safety concern. It does dissipate the smoke well. No, pretty much same as my Xtool one does. And it's the size. It's a little smaller than the one I have, but it'll fit most popular lasers really well. So um, the dislikes on this one is I think it is over-engineered because of how hard it is to put together. I think they might have thought a little bit too much about that. And then it's not magnetic, so I like to use magnets to hold wood and leather and things down. And the actual grate itself is not magnetic, so you can't use that. Now they did include some little vices that you can use, but I rarely use those kind of things. I use magnets. So those are my 2 cents. Please leave comments, thoughts in the comment section. And thanks for watching. Oh, and don't forget, if you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.